connecting the paths of our generations. What decade were you born, and where did you grow up?
I was born in December of 1935 in Barkingside, Essex, England, but by the time I was 2, I had moved to Enfield, which is in Middlesex, also just a suburb of London.
What was your first memory as a child?
When I was 3, going to a big, it seemed to me like a big warehouse to buy my first, tricycle.
What was your favorite thing to do for fun?
Well, 2 things we used to do: roller skate and play marbles.
What was the new it when you were young?
Roller skates were kind of new, and then that was when you had to, it went over your shoe, and you used to have a key that would open up the clamp, and then you'd turn the key to clamp it around your shoe, and then you had laces that came around your ankle. That was kind of a big thing.
What was the craziest thing you have done in your lifetime?
Fly to America. I was 22. I came here by myself, although I did come to live with relatives, but sometimes I wonder why I came, why I did it. Sometimes I wonder why I don't go back. But that was pretty daring for me, I think.
Who was the greatest influence in your life?
My mother. My mother, because she was smart. She was dominant in as much as that what she said was what you did, regardless of whether you wanted to or not. She was a very caring lady. She was a very talented lady. She, when I was born, she sewed every stitch I wore. She sewed or knitted all my clothing. She knitted her whole life. We always had something on that she made. During the war, she got some parachute material, and she made all the kids in the neighborhood bathing suits. And it was just a one-piece suit, and she did it with sure elastic so that they were stretchable to fit whichever child came along. She also made us shoes. Clothing everything was on ration during the war. And she would take string or thin rope, braid it, and then she would take a pattern of our shoe, and then she would sew it together to make a sole, and then take twill tape or like cloth tape and make a strap and make a side strap. So because you didn't want to waste your coupons on good shoes, when she would make them. She made all kinds of things like that.
What was your favorite decade, and what was your favorite thing about that decade?
I'd say the 70s. I liked being a mom. My children were little. I didn't work. I was able to stay home with my kids, and I was involved in school activities, and I enjoyed those years. It was fun.
What do we have today that you never thought you would see in your lifetime?
Cell phones. The devil's tool. They have their uses, but I think they're overused when you go in the grocery store and all of a sudden somebody starts talking, and actually they're talking on their phone, and you kind of, when the kids come and the cell phone comes out and conversation is lost.
If you could meet anyone famous from your lifetime, who would it be?
I think I would have liked to have met Margaret Thatcher. She was a Prime Minister of England, and she was a very smart lady, very dignified lady, and I think she would have been a very interesting person to talk to.
Is there one place you would like to travel or revisit?
Well, we've been back to England many times, and I've always enjoyed my visits there, but one year, when I was 18, in fact, my cousin who lived here came to England, and we went on a trip to, well, we went to Austria, to Switzerland. Switzerland, I really enjoyed Switzerland. I would like to go back there and visit there.
What is one thing that you have learned that you use most often in your lifetime?
To try and keep my mouth shut when it was not appropriate.
How do you define success?
Not necessarily with money, and not necessarily with power or position. I'd say success is if you do something that you really enjoy and you're acclaimed, shall we say, by your peers, I think that would be success.
Do you have one quote, slogan, or philosophy that you try to live your life by?
Be patient, be honest. Try to keep my temper intact, because it does seem to get away with me sometimes.
What advice would you give to a young person?
Do something that you love to do. You don't have to follow the crowd. Everybody else is doing whatever. Find something that you like, that you enjoy, and follow your heart, shall we say.
Is there anything else you would like to share?
Keep with your family. Try and have at least one meal a day together, so that you can catch up with each other and you don't lose the communication. And if you have arguments, try and sort them out before they get too big.